Look at verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for the Israelites is for their salvation. For I bear them witness that they have a zeal for God, but not according to science. For they, being ignorant of God's righteousness and seeking to establish their own righteousness, they have not submitted to the righteousness of God. Because the end of the law is Christ for righteousness to everyone who believes. Don't you know that the law is what deforms you? But apostle, that's a mystery that God would allow a covenant that now is useless. That's the way it is. There are things that are good. Listen, electricity is a blessing. Right now, this mic works with electricity, the lights, the internet. Electricity is a blessing, but you take your tongue and stick it in a receptacle, and what's a blessing becomes a curse. Listen, water is a blessing, right? You bathe, you take a shower, do 1,000 things. Take 2 or 3 days and sit in water. Your pores begin to fill up with water and your skin begins to deteriorate. Sometimes the things that are good can be disastrous. That's why Paul was accused of teaching to forsake the law of Moses. Why was he against the law? Because that is what deforms you. That's what has produced for 2,000 years deformed Christians. That's why when they listen to us, they say, man, there's a weird doctrine out there. Well, surely this is the doctrine according to God's heart that wants you to be as Jesus was here on earth. Won't you settle for that? I'll settle for being as Christ here on earth, and that I have a body of weakness that if it was to be vested in a body of glory, it's that when this word possesses you, blessed, it makes you happy. You know what it is to be happy? And then, listen, it begins to explain everything. It takes your past and it tells you, remember this, remember that, right? That happens to you. This worked out for the better. I didn't allow this for this. And it begins to unveil your life and put it in an orderly fashion. And you become whole because all of your questions are answered. Say, grace is good. Say, I want to grow in grace. Be careful with Moses. Be careful with Moses because that is, don't you see that the mystery of wickedness, God added that covenant. That wasn't the heart of God. It says that the law was added because of the transgressions. And Paul says that that is a covenant that's faulty, defective. And you know what Paul says? That if you read that covenant, it'll kill you. It has a specialty in killing people. That's why you see Christians that look as dead men. And when they start living by the law that the woman cannot go here, she can't go to the beach, everything is prohibition, prohibition, prohibition. Well, it's that was the law. Do not kill, do not do this, to prohibit. Remember the topic, prohibited to prohibit, but not there. There it's accepted to prohibit. It's the law. And listen to this. All the so-called Christian groups, all of them till this day are deformed with the law of Moses. All of them. And how about us, apostle? What happened? Well, that by revelation, this mystery was revealed to me. If it hadn't been for that, I was also a deformed Christian.